Hey everybody, it is Radley Valentine here with the energetic weather report for March 12th through the 18th. And I have my friend and marketing guru, Mooney Syed, with me today. Hi.
Hello, Rad. Hello, everybody. I'm super excited because I need another energetic weather report reading because last week's went so well. And so I'm ready. I'm totally ready. Here I am.
Okay, all right. He is reported for duty. And today I am using the Archangel Michael Sword of Light Oracle card deck. And I just want to say thank you guys. The response to this deck has been mind-blowing. So I am deeply, deeply humbled and deeply honored. So
It is a
thank you so much.
beautiful deck. Yeah,
It is.
I remember going through some of it when we were creating some of the marketing behind it and just being so in awe of how beautiful this deck is. So kudos to Echo, because
Echo
wow.
Chernick.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the artist Echo Chernick. Okay, so we are looking at the week of March 12th through the 18th. 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 Okay. Okay. All righty then. So, but before we get to the energetic weather report, we have the personal archangel of the week. So whether you are listening to this on mindbodyspirit.fm or you are watching this on YouTube or Facebook, you can pick a card. So just intuitively, do you feel called to card number 1? Do you feel called to card number 2? Do you feel called to card number 3? Or do you feel called to card number 4? So just let that sink in for a second.
Can I say mine now? I'm picking 4 in advance, just so you know.
All right. That's a very interesting choice. It is. All right. So first card, be honest with yourself. Be honest with yourself. All your feelings, even the difficult ones, have a message for you. Accept your truth, then let source take it from there. So this is a card that really is like, what do you want? What do you really want? You know, I've told this story last week that it's like there was a moment where I thought I could not be who I wanted to be. I thought I could not be a spiritual teacher. I could not be a Hay House author. And so I forgot that my life purpose was to do that. I erased it. But don't do that. Don't pull a Radley. Stay true to yourself. Stay true and honest to yourself, right? Number 2, the card is be the real you. Be the real you. Your greatest power comes from being who you truly are. Don't let anyone sway you from expressing your authentic self. If you listen to our podcast this week, we talked about that, how important it is, because there are 7.5 billion people on planet Earth, and they all need teachers. They all need mentors in one form of their lives or another. And by being the real you, you bring something special that certain people can hear, that maybe they can't hear from me, they can't hear from Mooney, they can't hear from the other Hay House people, but they can hear it from you. Be the real you. And finally, the last card is you are ready for more. All right, you are ready for more. Your career is growing and blossoming. Now is the time to make the changes you have been contemplating.
You can't make this up. I'm sorry.
You can't make this stuff up. You just can't. You can't. It's just like, I have angel bumps just because, oh my God.
I have to say, one of the things that we didn't get a chance to talk about in the podcast that's going to be coming out is this kind of thing where one of the biggest things that stops a lot of us is the fear of being seen. And it's this fear of judgment and fear of like, what are people going to think, and fear, like all these things are wrapped up inside of that. Like, do I need to be somebody else in order for people to like me? Which is a question that I know that I have asked myself a lot in life, and it's never been in a good moment, you know. But I think that it comes down to this kind of affirming thought that you have to exactly be yourself in order to be successful here. You can't be somebody else and be successful in the spiritual industry without the toll being taken. You know what I'm saying? So we talk about how, you know, and you, Rad, for me, are one of the people that you are exactly who you are in real life and as a teacher, and that's not very common. And we'll never divulge who those people are that aren't that way. But like, there are some people who are not exactly who they are, and that's got to be a lot of work to remember where you are at all times to
Oh
not slip
God,
up,
it would be. No,
Yeah.
you're right. I don't have an unspoken thought. So I don't. I just am like, blah. I'm just like, this is who I am. But when you are trying to be somebody else, that's very difficult
Yeah.
because it's just emotion. It takes a deep toll on the soul
Mhm.
to not be who you are.
Yeah.
But and Mooney's also right. It's like, how do you remember? How do you
A
remember?
lot of
I don't
work.
remember why I walked into the kitchen. It's like, how am I going to remember that I pretended to be somebody else to somebody else? It's like, I don't need that kind of trouble. It's like, I think, this is just a personal thing. Growing up gay in Knoxville, Tennessee in the 70s and 80s was torture at the time. And now I think it was just one of the greatest gifts I ever got. Because if I cared what other people thought about me, I would have been a total basket case.
Yeah.
But I was like, I can't win this. I don't even care if I win this anymore. I have my friends, I have my boyfriend. I don't care.
Yeah.
And it used to be in my accounting jobs that I would try to hide that I was gay, which is hilarious if you think about it.
I can
Try to
only
hide that
imagine what you would have to do mentally before going into the office to be, yeah, okay.
I would try to hide that I was gay until they got to know me. Because I thought, well, if I'll tell them later. And then I took this job and I had to out myself in the first 2 hours of being there. And what I discovered was this is way better. Way better.
The thing that makes you the most weird, or that you think is weird, is what people are going to see as the most wonderful part about it.
I agree.
I mean, I've seen this happen over and over again too, with working with people who are trying to get a toe in the door of the spiritual industry, is that they're like, well, I want to be like this person. And you have to almost immediately say, you can certainly borrow some of the things that are successful for that person, but you can't be a copy of that person.
Right.
You can't give away that special part of what makes you you, because that's what's going to attract people that are going to be the ideal customers and clients that you're going to want to work with. Your weirds are going to line up, if you
Right.
want to put it that way.
Weird attracts weird.
Yes.
It's like when I first went to Hay House, someone literally told me that all male Hay House authors wear black.
No.
That I had to wear black. I'm like, let me show you my green sequin jacket.
Iconic, right? And that's what I mean, for me, that's what you're known for. The
Right.
first time I met you and really worked with you in person, I think, was at I Can Do It Pasadena. And I remember, okay, you guys, imagine this. Radley Valentine shows up in like full sparkle and then regular shoes. And I was like, that's interesting. And then he pulled out like a case and like opened the case, and then like there was a choir of angels singing as the case opened, and inside the case were these two beautiful like jewel encrusted blue slippers. And then Rad kind of like took his street shoes off and then put on the slippers, and it was on.
Hey man, I have my own ruby slippers. Literally.
Oh my gosh, that was such a fun day. Oh, brings back the memories. But anyway, what were we talking about? Oh yeah, energetic weather report.
Energetic weather report. So let's
being yourself, being out there, shining that spotlight on you, stepping into your own spiritual spotlight. To me, that's what this whole reading was about. Plus also having fun, because we're having so much fun, I can barely remember what we were supposed to be doing.
Well, what we're supposed to be doing next is your personal Archangel of the week.
Okay, I picked number 4. Everybody remember the 4 is going to be the best one.
Okay, so card number 1 is the Star with Archangel Jophiel.
Oh, I should have picked that one.
A dream come true. Believe in yourself. The end of a difficult situation. Archangel Jophiel's name means the beauty of God. And one of the things that she does is she gives us confidence. She helps us to see things in a brighter light. I call her rose-colored glasses in the most best possible way. She helps us to find our joy. Card number 2 is Archangel Jophiel. Okay. Now, this card is ego, and it says a false sense of entrapment, being overly focused on material things, negative or fear-based thoughts. Well, why did I put Jophiel in there? She helps us to get out of our ego, helps us to get out of our fear, out of our negative thinking, out of our fear thinking, so that we can be who we really are. Card number 3 is Archangel Jophiel. You can't make this stuff up. So this card is basically the same as the ego card. It's release yourself from that which holds you back and need to detox unnecessary worry based on a lack of self-confidence. So third verse, same as the second verse. All right.
Yes.
And finally, card number 4.
Drum roll, please. Yep.
Is Gabriel. All right. So Archangel Gabriel, I love that it's all women. I'm flipping out that it's 3 of them are Jophiel. That's wild for me. It really just tells the people who are listening or watching this that you need Jophiel. Okay.
Yeah.
But Gabriel is great. Gabriel is one of my favorite archangels. It says, look at things from a different perspective. It's important to be yourself. So here we got it again. Gabriel is the archangel for communication, creativity, and motivation.
Yep.
I would argue that these are 3 things that if you want to be a spiritual teacher, you need to get in your pocket. Okay.
Good recovery.
Motivation, creativity, communication.
Yeah. And it's going back to the same. I'm going to keep kind of ringing this bell, is that if you're considering doing this, it is much, much easier and straightforward for you to be yourself from the beginning than it is for you to have to change horses midstream, so to speak, about who you are and who you come across at, because you're going to alienate people who are already with you.
Yes,
and then you're going to confuse the people that might want to join you.
Yes, you
are.
are.
Yeah. So I would say this may be the time for you to start, again, through the rose-colored glasses, looking at yourself in the mirror to be able to see yourself in a new light when it comes to all of the things that are different, all the things that are weird, all the things that are, you know, a little kooky or a little woo-woo, or whatever it is that you think about the way you start your day, or the way you speak to spirit in every moment, or the way you interact with cards, or the way that you follow numbers like 444, or the way you do any of these things. Those are all the things that are going to make you beloved to a certain group of people who've just been waiting for somebody like you to step into the spotlight.
Like you, just
like
you.
Waiting for you to do that. And I think that's an important moment for us to take away from this week's reading.
I agree. Also, keep in mind, Mooney and I are doing a free 3-part course.
Free 3-part course. Yeah.
Free 3-part course. Why is that hard? And so if you want to know more about this, if you want to know more about how for you to get out of the closet, for how you to get your spiritual business going, for you to become the mentor to people that you have been wanting to become all your life, you can find out more about that at radleyvalentine.com/biz, B-I-Z.
B-I-Z. Yeah, come on over. It's going to be a party. If you've enjoyed our time together on any of these podcasts or these videos, it's going to be that and so much more. And it's all going to be focusing on you. Exactly this, as Rad said, stepping into that spotlight and just doing that thing that you do that is so magical and so purely who you are, and spirit coming shining out of your ears so that you can go out there and have an incredible experience of just being yourself, just being yourself, just being yourself.
Hashtag be yourself.
4 times. We had 4 being yourselves.
Right. Okay. All right, guys. Thanks so much for turning in for the energetic weather report. Thanks, Mooney, for being here today. We will see you next week.